them unexamined for decades and never before reported on that entangled Vince and a host of other major players, like Manson's parole officer, his friends in Hollywood, the cops and lawyers and researchers and medical professionals surrounding him. Among many other things, I had evidence in Vince's own handwriting that one of his lead witnesses had lied under oath. I sometimes wonder if Vince could see what a bundle of nerves I was that day. I'm not a church-going person, but I'd gone to church that morning and said a little prayer. My mom always told me I should pray when I need help, and that day I needed all the help I could get. I hoped that my interview with Vince would mark a turning point in my 7 years of intensive reporting on the Manson murders. I'd interviewed more than 1,000 people by then. My work had left me, at various points, broke, depressed, and terrified that I was becoming one of those people. An obsessive, a conspiracy theorist, a lunatic. I'd let friendships fall away. My family had worried about my sanity. Manson himself had harangued me from prison. I'd faced multiple threats on my life. I don't consider myself a credulous man, but I'd discovered things I thought impossible about the Manson murders and California in the 60s. Things that reek of duplicity and cover-up, implicating police departments up and down the state. Plus the courts. Plus, though I have to take a deep breath before I let myself say it, the CIA. If I could get Bugliosi to admit any wrongdoing, or even to let a stray detail slip, I could finally start to unravel dozens of the other strands of my reporting. Maybe soon I could get my life back. Whatever that might look like. At the very least, I could know that I'd done all I could to get to the bottom of this seemingly endless hole. Sitting in his kitchen, though, and watching the hours wear on as Vince defended and fortified every point he made, my heart sank. He was stonewalling me. I could hardly get a word in edgewise. "It's a tribute to your research," he told me. "You found something that I did not find." In the closest thing I got to a concession, he said, "Some things may have gotten past me. But," he added, "I would never in a trillion years do what you're suggesting, okay? Never. My whole history would be opposed to that. And number two, Tom, even if I had the thought that you're suggesting, of suborning perjury, it goes nowhere. It's preposterous. It's silly. Who cares? It means nothing." Who cares? I've asked myself that a lot over the years. Was it worth investing so much of my time and energy in these? Some of the most well-known, worn-out crimes in American history? How did I end up falling into this anyway? I remember glancing over at Gail, Vince's wife, during his long, stentorian opening statement. She was leaning against the counter, looking exhausted, her eyelids drooping. Eventually, she excused herself to go upstairs and lie down. She must have heard it all 1,000 times before. His scripted lines, his self-aggrandizement. When I'm down on myself, I imagine everyone feels like Gail did that day. Oh, no, not the Manson murders. Again. We've been through this. We've processed this. We know everything there is to know. Don't drag us back into this story. I was almost heartened then to see that Vince was so anxious. That's what kept me going, knowing that I'd gotten under his skin. Why would he be so committed to stopping this? And if what I'd discovered was really nothing, why had so many of his former colleagues told me otherwise? Another one of my sources had tipped off Vince about my reporting, giving him the ludicrous idea that I believed he'd framed Manson. That was dead wrong. I've never been a Manson apologist. I think he was every bit as evil as the media made him out to be.